Started. All right, hey guys, I thought I'd do another quick, shorter version video for you to talk about, you know, there was an exercise that I posted a couple of days ago, a few days ago, about how to get your horse to calm down. You know, we had those 5 cones set up and how to do the whole pattern, constantly changing the direction of the horse, you know, so still talking about transitions. But I was thinking, you know, probably Bana, we've had her about 4 weeks now, and she's really, really responsive, but maybe overly responsive, a little bit too responsive. So she might be a good resemblance of a horse that is a little bit hot, a little bit nervous, okay? So I think she's a good one to do this other exercise on. And it's going to be real time, so I'm going to show you as soon as we start how she is, and then what I'm going to do about it, so that, you know, if you guys are out in the desert or out on the trail and you've done all your foundation work in the arena at home and you've gone out and you find your horse is still hot, what do you do? If you don't have that much space, you don't have these cones, you don't have any targets, what do you do? It's a really simple exercise, okay? And I'm gonna start doing that right after I show you a little bit of what I mean about the horse being overly responsive. So you could see she was just standing there, very nice, no issues whatsoever. I just feel like anything I do with her, she's like trying to be too good, okay? You know, she's trying to be too good. See that? All of this, it's a little bit too good. Not from the sense that she's doing exactly what I want. She's doing over and above what I want. So I want to try to get her to get a little bit softer, and this is what I do every time I get on. You know, just bend her around left and to the right until she starts to calm down and get very soft with me. So the way that we're going to do this is, instead of changing directions on a big area, you know, and just going left and then giving her a few strides to trot and then just going right, I'm actually going to do the whole thing in trot, and I'm going to do small figures of 8s, okay? So you can just imagine, so you can see how responsive she is right now. We're going to calm her down by actually doing figures of 8, okay? So just choose any direction and just start. Very important to note is that when you're doing this, you're only working on one side of the horse initially, okay? So don't pull on both reins and squeeze with both legs. You want to, you know, your horse should really understand how to guide, right? It should know how to follow its nose. If I put my inside hand, my left hand on the rein, she should turn her nose to the left. If I put my left foot onto a rib cage, she should know how to bend around that. If she falls out of the circle, I should be able to put my right foot on and stop her from falling out that circle. All of that, but I don't want you to be holding on to your horse and doing tight circles. They should be able to be holding themselves and just following the feel of what you're asking. Now, I do apologize to the cameraman because I might be all over the place, but eventually we will be a lot more controlled, and I'm only going to stop this exercise when she is doing things a little bit softer, not just light, but soft, so not overly responsive. Okay, so here we go. Good. So this is what I would be doing on the trail or in the desert. Just keep my eyes focused on an area and try to focus to go around that. You can see she's kind of pinning her ears here, swishing her tail, jerky. She's going fast and then going slow, going fast and then going slow. So I'm going to keep her on this circle until I feel, okay, now change hands, change legs. So there, if I feel my horse is a little bit stiff on my hand, I'm not going to pull. I'm just going to bump, bump, like that. Bump, bump. If my horse starts to yield its hindquarters and not want to go forwards, I put both legs on. If my horse is leaning to the inside, I push the shoulders to the outside. So she's falling to the inside. I put my left foot on, push the shoulders. You can see how jerky this is. Not nice at all. Bump, release, bump, release, bump, release. I could cheat as well and get her to get really soft quickly by making the circles bigger. But I don't want to. I want her to figure things out. I want her to understand she can calm down and figure out how to balance herself. Even though I don't believe really with horses you should have a watch, i.e. it's not about time. How long should I do this for? It's about when should I stop is when it feels right. So I'm trying to give you guys a sense. Here I feel soft. Time to change. Trying to give you guys some live, practical examples and ideas on what you might do with your own horses. Because there have been loads and loads of people reaching out saying, how do we calm a hot horse down? Even if you've done all the foundation work, so now the transition from right to left isn't so nice. Still jerky, so I might reduce the number of circles now before I change. So I'm going to start doing 2 circles, change. That was nice. 2 circles, change. 2 circles. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 1. That was jerky, not so nice. Here's 2. So hopefully you guys can appreciate that this channel is not about entertainment. It's more about practical help, a little bit of education. Because when I was learning, I would have chopped off my right arm to find videos online of people working with their horses in real time to understand, you know, when people say pressure, what does that mean? How much pressure? What does it look like? What's not enough? What is too much? You know? When they say do this kind of an exercise, well, how long do I do it for? Now my horse is starting to feel light and soft. Let's see these transitions to the right. This is nice. It's not perfect, but it's nicer. That's nice. Okay, now I can feel that she's starting to get a little bit mellow. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we're getting somewhere. Maybe a couple of more minutes and we should be done. And the way I'm going to test this out, really, as soon as I'm done, I'm not going to just stop her and rest her. I'm going to give her big loose rein and ask her to trot off. If she feels a little bit fresh and forwards, gonna go back and do a little bit more. Okay, so here I'm just gonna let her trot off. So can you see this? Now this is how you know your horse is pretty chilled, right? I'm not really guiding her right now, just letting her go, showing you an example of what a chilled horse might look like. And then finish off with a little bit more here, because I did feel like she picked up the pace a little bit. Pick up. Don't let your horse fall in like that. So a relatively simple exercise, but it's important for you guys to see it in real time, okay? So maybe there's not a huge difference on camera in terms of how she started and how she ended up. It's more about what you're feeling underneath you and how you think your horse feels. I know her because I've been working with her for a couple of weeks or a few weeks, so I know what she's like. And I know when I initially get on, she's quite fresh and forwards going, and then relatively quickly we can get her to calm down, right? And I haven't done this exercise so much with her. It's been a lot of the, go forwards, go left, go right, go forwards, go left, go right type of thing. And because I don't typically like doing the really tiny circles so much. But yeah. Give that a go, especially those of you that have specifically asked about these types of exercises and the drills that you can do. You can't get away from doing some kind of foundation work though, right? So a bit of round petting, a bit of desensitizing, and then being able to control your horse. You've got to have all that before you can do these types of things. Otherwise, you'll end up really be grabbing your horse and yanking them left and right, and there's no the horse isn't doing anything itself. You're trying to force it into doing these things. And when you're doing that, you're constantly going to be sending shock waves to the brain, and the brain will never have the chance to calm down. So you've got to be able to ride your horse on you've got to be conscious enough and good enough and skillful enough to know, okay, I'm picking up on a left rein now. There's no pressure on the right side of the horse. Okay, my left leg is on, my right leg is off. You've got to be conscious of what you're doing. Otherwise, I would recommend just give it to a trainer. But I believe that every rider should be able to train their own horse. Anyway, if you've got any other suggestions or any problems, stick them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.